So tell me, how has Danish racism or Danish insensitivity to race, how has that affected you?
I honestly, Brianna and I talk about this a lot because it's something that's really, in America, we talk about it. I mean, you can say, okay, you know what, you're racist. Keep going. They might argue with you, but they have some reason behind it. But here in Denmark, it's more subtle.
It is.
And the fact that people will not admit it has actually made me, for many years, it closed me in more than I am. I'm coming back out because I'm really tired of it. But I wouldn't talk about it. I got so that I wouldn't talk about it. It has made, what it has done is made me aware that I have to speak out no matter what, like I would in the States, no matter where I am. It's made me realize that it is my job to make it better for the next generation in a way I was doing, but in a different way, because no matter where in the world my child is, she's going to have somebody somewhere is going to say, hey, maybe you're not good enough. Racism in Denmark, for me, is something that societies as good as Denmark, if they address it, they will do so much good for the society. I mean, how many people I'm not sure about Norway, but in Denmark, you're called a second generation foreigner.
Yeah, same here.
And that language, the language is saying you don't look like us, so you're not really a part of us.
It's extremely exclusionary. And I have to wonder, what does that do to the motivation? You know, you and I, we're going to get ours. We're going to have our job. We're going to have our social life and all that stuff. But there are people who've come to Norway and to Denmark who are somewhat broken by their, we're talking about refugees who may have come from a war zone. And when they get met with that type of terminology and that type of attitude, it can break a person to where they lose all motivation to assimilate or to adjust or to succeed in a new country.
Exactly.
Don't they see that? Can't they see that?
And I say this to Danes. I'm like, in America, you're a first generation, second generation American. Our language, how you say things matters. And I've got to be honest. It's what it is. It matters. How we address this matters. And I've got to be honest. I actually stopped trying for a long time in Denmark to even try to get close to Danes because it was so hard. When people come up to you and assume you're poor, when people come up to you and just start switching over and just say, and then when they say these little things like, oh, at least you weren't poor, or don't live in a hut, ha ha ha.
And it's like, whoa. I have to explain to people, and some of these Norwegians don't get it. I took a step down. Job-wise, income, social status, it was a step down for me to come to Norway. So you better check yourself with your exceptionalism.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, it's like, I am highly educated. I'm sorry, I'm highly educated.
Say it.
I was working. I tell them I was working in a university.